For the last year and a half, Anne Thorne has been coming to terms with the tragic death of her son. Aged just 23, Toby took his own life, writing his final words on the back of a bank statement after racking up a £3,000 overdraft and a £5,000 student debt.
It was just a shock. This wasn't someone that had a history of depression or mental illness, or even had come across as being down or depressed. You know, in the last few weeks, months of his life, if anything, he came across as someone that, you know, didn't have a care in the world.
Following his death, Anne became a trustee for the charity Papyrus, which aims to prevent suicide among young people. From her home in Cornwall, she even runs her own blog, giving advice. But it's a battle her charity and similar ones around the UK are struggling to win. Suicide is on the increase, according to latest figures, accounting for 6,000 deaths between 2010 and 2011, a rise of 7%. So why the increase? Well, an inquest ruled that Toby's financial problems were a contributory factor to his suicide. Experts now say that an ailing UK economy is partly to blame for the recent surge in deaths nationwide. Areas of high unemployment, such as Camden here in London, are among those worst affected, and it's a problem compounded by cutbacks in mental health services.
The double whammy effect of the recession is that the people are becoming more distressed, more anxious, and therefore more at risk of wanting to take their own lives. At the same time, where the austerity cuts means that we have fewer psychiatric beds, that the crisis care isn't there.
And if that isn't enough, the growth of same-day loan companies and intimidating debt collectors are adding to the pressures people are feeling, according to researchers at Brighton University.
We have some very, very good regulations that protect people against problematic lending and problematic debt collection. However, it appears that they're not being particularly well enforced because these practices are still rife, in our opinion.
In response, the UK government has announced plans to crack down on aggressive bailiffs. From next year, late-night visits will not be allowed and restrictions will be put on what property can be seized. They are also spending over £1 million on research as part of a suicide strategy plan. But that is only one very small step in the right direction for someone like Anne.
There's no easy answer. I mean, one thing I've learned more about suicide than I ever wanted to know, but I've done a lot of reading and research, and it's extremely complex. You know, hopefully in time the trend will go downwards, but we need to be doing more.
Andrew Farmer for RT, London.